On the other side, ladies and gentlemen, full tamasha erupted today at the Delhi airport after Congress leader Pawan Khera was deplaned from an IndiGo flight and taken into custody for making derogatory remarks against Prime Minister Modi. Congress cadres trooped onto the tarmac in protest, refusing to allow him to be taken away without an arrest warrant. Several party leaders got off the plane after Pawan Khera was deboarded and staged a dharna, flouting rules and causing major inconvenience to the public, which was waiting for the plane to take off. Let's take a look at how hell broke loose today. Take a look at these visuals.
दिल्ली पुलिस और असम पुलिस वो उन्होंने हमारे जहाज को रोक रखा है जबरदस्ती। कहते हैं कि सब कुछ मुझबानी है हेमंतो बिस्वा शर्मा ने दिया है। हेमंतो बिस्वा शर्मा कोई भगवान है? असम पुलिस पवन खेड़ा को गिरफ्तार करना चाहती है, ले जाइए।
आपको अरेस्ट कर लिया गया, ये कुछ बताया तो उन्होंने।
जी,
क्या कारण है? कोई डॉक्यूमेंट किया उन्होंने?
अभी देखते हैं। ये लंबी लड़ाई है, लड़ने को तैयार है।
The matter then went up to the Supreme Court, and today itself, after an unconditional apology, Pawan Khera managed to get interim bail from the Delhi court. His lawyer, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, pointed out to the court that Khera had already clarified and apologized, saying that he was genuinely confused. But when Times Now confronted Pawan Khera after his release, he said that he will continue to fight for justice. The Congress, meanwhile, alleged that it was harassment in Modi style. Let's also listen in to the BJP's retort. The BJP claimed that after abusing the Prime Minister, the Congress leader was playing the victim card. Listen in.
इस महान देश की महान लोकतंत्र
आराम से
और न्यायिक प्रणाली पर, प्रक्रिया पर मुझे पूरा भरोसा है। आज
मुंह पे मत मारो।
मेरी अभिव्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता की रक्षा इसी न्याय प्रणाली ने की है। इसको मैं बार बार सलाम करता हूं। सच की जो लड़ाई है उस रास्ते में कई बार संघर्ष करने पड़ते हैं। मैं संघर्ष कर रहा हूं, मेरी पूरी पार्टी, मेरे नेता राहुल गांधी जिस तरह से संघर्ष कर रहे हैं, मैं उनकी आवाज और लोकतंत्र की आवाज मजबूत करने में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ूंगा।
पवन जी, अपने स्टेटमेंट में कुछ कहना है? जो
सब जुडिस है, सही वक्त पे जो मुझे बोलना होगा बोलूंगा।
कांग्रेस किस हद तक नीचे आ गई है, अब वो धरने प्रदर्शनों के लिए एयरपोर्ट पे जहाज को भी रोकना शुरू कर दिया। आज सुरजेवाला और उनके साथी इंडिगो की फ्लाइट के आगे धरने पर बैठे हैं, क्योंकि कांग्रेस के उनके साथी पवन खेड़ा देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी के पिताजी के खिलाफ अपशब्द बोले और उनसे पूछताछ भी ना हो। ये कैसा कानून है और ये कैसी डेमोक्रेसी है? मैं गांधी परिवार से पूछना चाहता हूं, ये कैसी डेमोक्रेसी है? आप देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी के पिता, स्वर्गवासी पिता के खिलाफ इस तरह के अपशब्द बोलें, गंदी भाषा का इस्तेमाल करें। किस कदर आप नीचे गिर गए हैं? और जब आपसे पूछताछ की जाए तो आप जहाजों के ऊपर धरना प्रदर्शन देके पब्लिक के लिए इनकन्वीनियंस करें।
उनके परिवार के सदस्यों के बारे में अपशब्द कहेंगे और उसके बाद विक्टिम कार्ड खेलेंगे। ये ओछी घटिया राजनीति केवल कांग्रेस पार्टी ही कर सकती है। खड़गे जी से ये अपील जरूर करना चाहेंगे कि ये गलतफहमी किसी भी नेता को नहीं होनी चाहिए कि वो जनता से ऊपर है, कानून से ऊपर है।
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining me on the debate tonight, Rakesh Sinha, Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament, Tushar Gupta continues to be with us, Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst. But my first question goes to suspended Congress leader Dr. Sanjay Jha. And Dr. Sanjay Jha, I understand there is great politics that's going on between the Congress and the BJP, and that's really the job of political parties to sort out and do. But can you actually hold a plane load full of people to ransom because you have a political fight going on with the BJP? Dr. Sanjay Jha? And Mr. Pawan Khera apologizes in court and says he was genuinely confused. Yeah, really? I mean, you saw that statement on television, you saw his body language, you saw his pauses, you saw his smiles, and the whole country did. Confused? Really?
Navika, I think you have raised two very valid questions and they need to be responded to. Point number one, I will be very honest with you. I think the public discourse in our country between the parties, particularly between the BJP and the Congress, has touched an abysmal low. I also want to point out that I do hold that the leadership of the current government is significantly responsible for the pathetic standards of our political conversations. I don't want to go, once again repeating the laundry list of statements made by Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi when he attacked Sonia Gandhi ji by calling her a New Jersey cow. He called Rahul Gandhi a hybrid cow. He referred to Dr. Shashi Tharoor's wife as a 50-crore girlfriend. A country becomes like its leader, unfortunately. I do not endorse what Pawan said. Let me put that on record. I know that Pawan has offered an unconditional apology. I also would like to put it on record that I don't think it was something that happened as a slip of the tongue. It appeared to be, in my opinion, a deliberate statement. And I don't think these paint us at all in a good light. Now, let me answer your question on what happened in the aircraft. Navika, as citizens of the country, you are a news reader, very popular news reader. I also happen to be a civil society person. All of us should be worried when any political party sends policemen from another state to deplane a person as he's boarding an aircraft. And that is what triggered this entire tamasha that you're seeing on your screen. The Congress must have been appalled and aghast at the sudden police action. And I think in a great number of ways, they were doing what political parties do, is to demonstrate. I do hope, however, that the flight was not, delayed to an extent that it inconvenienced the passengers. That I totally agree with you on that point as well. What should worry us all is the way democracy is being throttled because there is political vendetta coming into the game. I also want to point out that the fundamental issue that the BJP will have to respond is on the relationship between Mr. Gautam Adani and the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Today, the LIC investment has gone negative. The market capitalization of the Adani Group is down by $125 in billions. And he's overnight in a few weeks become the 27th richest man.
So that gives gives the Congress party the right to sit on the tarmac, to hold up planes, to call Narendra Modi as Narendra, not Damodar Das Modi, but Narendra Gautam Das Modi. It is all allowed because the Congress is asking questions, and therefore because police action is being taken, so it is death of democracy and death of freedom of speech. Rakesh Sinha, very easy. Matlab, do two wrongs make a right? I don't know if that's the Congress definition. But the Congress is questioned. Do you really need to go as far as deplane somebody? Respond to that question as well.
No, I am really surprised. Sanjay Jha's entire answer is full of ambiguities. He could not justify Pawan Khera. At the same time, he tries to blame everything for the BJP. Here, question is that in democracy there is right to oppose, and it is the essence of democracy. If there is no right to oppose, democracy does not exist. But who stops you? In Rajya Sabha, when Prime Minister was speaking, entire opposition shouted slogans and tried to stop Prime Minister. Contrary to that, when Mr. Khadge was speaking as a leader opposition, entire Treasury bench, including Prime Minister of India, listening him carefully.
You expunged his
remark. Despite the fact that he was making hundreds of the baseless allegations. Let me answer. I have not interrupted you.
That's not democracy.
Sanjay Jha, let me answer it.
Sure.
And now I am going to that. Congress party wants that democracy means, and Sanjay Jha is included in that, not only right to oppose, right to abuse. This is the fundamental right they want to make. The law, the right to abuse. If someone is abusing and then giving unconditional apology, free him. Look, it is not the question of abusing an apology. It is the question of the harm you have done to the parliamentary democracy. Democracy depends on the dialogue, and dialogue is that you are abusing the father of a prime minister. Here I am debating with Sanjay Jha. Suppose I get defeated in the debate, I lack the logic and I start abusing his father. Navika, will you justify? Will the law of the land justify? Will the law of the morality justify? Is it ethical? You are going here and there. There are hundreds of the issues where we can debate. But here the question of debate is abusing the Prime Minister's father, abusing his mother, abusing the parents of the Prime Minister, the person sitting on the constitutional position. The Prime Minister who claims the entire world that India is the oldest form of democracy. He's quoting, he's unsettling the Western civilizational discourse about democracy, and you are abusing your own Prime Minister. There are hundreds of the occasions when you can oppose Prime Minister. You can make, you have been making since 2014, baseless accusation. But Sanjay Jha in Congress.
That's what democracy is all about.
Let me finish.
That's.
Can I come in?
Complete your point, Rakesh ji.
Can I come into
just one sentence, Navika ji. I am telling you that when you are making a position of Bharatiya Janata Party, Modi ji, and you are supporting BBC, you are supporting all the external forces who are opposed to BJP, we don't have any grudge. We just fight with you politically. But I am telling you, who demoralized and devalued democracy? Majrul Sultanpuri was arrested by Nehru in 1951. He just has a song, the मन में जहर डॉलर के बसा के फिरती है भारत की अहिंसा, ये भी कोई हिटलर का है चेला, कॉमनवेल्थ का दास है नेहरू. Now calling Nehru as a slave of Commonwealth.
आप लोग लिए हैं सिन्हा जी.
Let the Congress Party to arrest him.
अरे नाज़ी और हिटलर से तो आप
let the Congress Party to arrest him. Now if that is the parameter, that is a parameter,
Majrooh Sultanpuri is not the only case. Majrooh Sultanpuri is not the only case. Let me also bring to your notice, Tehseen Poonawalla, the cases of a businessman saying something about P. Chidambaram or Karti Chidambaram, and he was arrested. And that was when Mr. Chidambaram was the finance minister. तब emergency नहीं लगी हुई थी. तब फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच नहीं है किसी बिजनेसमैन को. तब तो आपने अरेस्ट कर लिया था. असीम त्रिवेदी, कार्टूनिस्ट, he was arrested, and the Congress Party today comes out and talks about emergency in the country. My friend, abusing people, and this is despite the Supreme Court and Justice Madan Lokur in 2018, 7th of March, giving an order in Supreme Court saying that constitutional positions, especially those of the Prime Minister, are positions where language of this kind should not be used. Despite that, it's a free for all. My friend, if you're expecting any respect, you have to first give respect. No, otherwise it's a free for all. And you can't be complaining, Tehseen Poonawalla.
I agree, Navika. But just because I may not be a great chef does not mean I don't have right to complain about somebody else whose food is terrible. So that's a terrible logic to give. The Congress was terrible. It brought in the emergency, the terrible thing that Sanjay is right. Therefore, the Congress was voted out of power and the BJP promised to bring in New India. Now, night after night, I'm on your show, a fantastic show. And many evenings I post Rakesh ji or Tushar ji. But I will stand for their right to say what they have to say. That is what democracy is. If the Honorable Prime Minister was insulted or his father was insulted, the legal recourse to that, as per the Constitution of India, is a defamation case by the Prime Minister of India. It is not 153A. That is the wrong precedence to send. And if you say that the Prime Minister should not be attacked on virtue of him being Prime Minister, then the most Honorable Prime Minister saying, why is your surname Nehru, not Gandhi? They were also Prime Ministers of the country. The most Honorable Prime Minister whose speech was expunged in Parliament saying Manmohan Singh raincoat pen ke naate, that is also abuse. Telling the widow of a martyr Prime Minister Congress ki vidwa, that is also insulting a Prime Minister. Look, the fact is, if the Prime Minister was offended, no third party had a right to go to police. The Prime Minister should have filed a defamation case. I repeat, I am offended. I may disagree with Rakesh ji or Tushar ji, but Sanjay and I will stand for the right to say what they want. file a defamation case. You cannot arrest somebody under 153. That is wrong. That is against our constitution, and it is the duty of this government.
Tushar Gupta, you know, people of this country, you know, 153A, people of this country cannot file an FIR, and the police cannot take any action, and those clauses just exist in the IPC because they are for decoration. And the Prime Minister must himself file a defamation case. Is this even logic that is being given by Tehseen Poonawalla?
You know, I like how Mr. Pawan Khera has gone from Cong to Gautam Das ji wala karte hain to, अरे हमारा तो slip of tongue हो गया था. If you said something intentionally, stand up. Say that you said it, admit it. Why do you want to chicken out in front of the law enforcement agencies? Pawan Khera was very clear when he said, "Kaam to Gautam Das ka karte hai." He was not having any slip of tongue. Nevertheless, Navika, I hope Rahul Gandhi's faith in the judiciary has been restored today. Because I know even the most influential people in this country do not get a Supreme Court hearing in 2 hours, but Pawan Khera was able to. So I hope when the Congress leader says that the judiciary is a sellout, his faith today is restored. Number 3, the Congress has all the right to protest. I mean, being out of power, that's the best they can do. But to protest on the tarmac of a runway? I mean, if this was a common person doing this, he would first be thrashed by the police there, then questioned, then put on the no-flying list. The Congress somehow has the audacity to sit on the tarmac, delay a flight with common citizens and protest there. They could have protested outside the airport. They could have protested on the headquarters. What logic it is to protest on the tarmac of all places? It's a security situation. Number 4, you know, night after night, we keep hearing this rhetoric from all the Congress or ex-Congress leaders that there is death of democracy, there is this, there is that. The rhetorics at the end of the day make no sense. I'm not saying that the arrest of Pawan Khera was justified, and the interim bail proves that. But at the end, you need to find BJP on policy. If you have to get the BJP to be voted out, you have to fight them on policy. Your spokesperson are either indulging in ambiguous rhetorics.
And what happens to the citizens of India? What about the rights? What about the rights of those people today who were stranded on that plane, stranded on the tarmac after they had paid for their tickets? The Congress did not pay for their tickets, and after they had been delayed. After all, no value for their time, no value for the common man. And is this only about politics between the Congress and the BJP? I strongly differ with this. To me, I think the Congress party just forgot that they are not so special, that people of this country have to decide who they choose, and those people who buy their tickets have the right to fly away on time, even if there were no congressmen on the flight with them. What about the rights of the common man? Would somebody bother about them as well? Let's leave it at that. Thank you very much to my panelists for joining me on this debate. And thank you, viewers, for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Good night, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow on the same show, the Newshour at 9.